Maybe you're struggling currently with Facebook ads, with Google ads. You have a profitable offer which you want to scale now, but unfortunately with the typical traffic sources like Facebook ads, like Google ads, scaling is not possible. So maybe you already tried native advertising with traffic sources like Taboola and Outbrain, but failed. So you think, okay, native advertising sounds nice, but it's not working for my offer, it's not working for my niche. And today I want to share you in this quick video the 3 main reasons why many advertisers out there fail with native advertising. Hi everyone, my name is Marcel Sattler. I'm the founder of PurpleBlack, a native advertising only agency. And in many talks with advertisers, I'm very curious about their experience with native advertising. And a lot of them already tried native advertising with traffic sources like Taboola and Outbrain, but they failed. They tried it due to issues with iOS, due to scaling issues and stuff like that. They thought, okay, native advertising could be a proper way for me to generate leads or to generate sales for my store. But unfortunately, it wasn't working, and it's not caused due to the pricing, due to the audience or something like that. It's caused to 3 main reasons. So let's directly jump in. The first reason I always saw are wrong bids. So let's compare native advertising with Facebook ads. On Facebook ads, you just open your business manager, create a new campaign, select everything and set a daily budget. That's it. The rest of the work is doing by the algorithm. And unfortunately, on native ads, there is no smart algorithm like on Facebook. Of course, we all know the Facebook algorithm is much dumber than before, caused to the iOS update, but it's very huge. The Facebook algorithm is very huge. If you compare it with native advertising traffic sources like Taboola and Outbrain, of course, they also have algorithms, but unfortunately, they're not so smart by far like the Facebook algorithm is or like the Google algorithm is. So therefore, you can't just set up a daily budget, but you have also to set up a bid. The bid is the amount which you're willing to pay for a click on your ad. And unfortunately, the click can be too high or too low. That's possible. So there's no general CPC or something like that, no general click price. It's different. It's different for markets, it's different for devices, because you have to decide if you're running a campaign for mobile traffic or for desktop traffic. For example, on desktop traffic, the click is more expensive than on mobile, but converts better and all that stuff. So overall, you have to set a bid which depends on the niche, on the offer, on the device, on the geo, and many, many more things. And many people out there set up, for example, too high bids. If you set up a too high bid, the campaign budget is running out too fast. That's like you set up a campaign at 12 at noon, and at 1 p.m. the completely budget is blown away. And maybe you're familiar with this issue because many advertisers out there are familiar with exactly that issue, that they set up a campaign budget, a daily budget, set up a bid, and the campaign blow away the whole budget into 1 or 2 hours. On the other side, your campaign also can have a too low bid. And if you have a too low bid, your campaign will be not visible, the daily budget will not be spent over the day, and maybe the budget will be spent over the day, but cost to the low CPC, cost to the low bid, you will just reach out for junk traffic, for trash traffic, because your bid is too low for premium publishers. And if your bid is too low for premium publishers, your ads are only shown on push traffic or on other sites which might be not converting as well as premium publishers, which are you all knowing, which are very famous brands, which are very famous news sites. The second reason why many people failed out there with native advertising is a missing tracker. Let's describe what a tracker does, because it's necessary when you run native ads on a professional base to use a tracker. On Facebook, you can just copy a link, paste it into Facebook, and everything gets tracked well on the Facebook dashboard. Unfortunately, with native advertising traffic sources like Taboola and Outbrain, that's not the case. Because, as I mentioned before, those platforms are not so smart like the big major platforms out there are, like Google and Facebook. Thanks to data-driven decisions, we all know how important a very precise tracking is nowadays. And that's a very big pain in the ass, because on some platforms, the tracking isn't as exactly as you will have it. That means that conversions are not tracked. This can be caused through an opt-out by the news side of a cookie, for example, especially in the European Union. For example, if someone reads a news page and didn't opt in for the cookies, it will be not tracked. It also will be not tracked on your side because they are coming from a news page where they disabled the tracking. And if this is the case, the conversion will be not shown on the dashboard, for example, of Taboola or Outbrain. But if you're using a tracker, you see that conversions because a tracker is a first-party cookie and it will track everything through. There are a lot of other reasons why you need a tracker when you run native advertising traffic, especially to check out suspicious clicks or to cloak editorials, to change editorials without a separate approval. To be honest, I can make a dedicated video just about our tracker. If you're interested in, write it in the comments. For example, we are using in our agency Volume, which works pretty well for us. Let's jump to the third reason why people fail with native advertising, and that's the missing experience. And I know, that's a very big issue, because how you want to get experience without get the experience? It's quite difficult. But unfortunately, you need a lot of experience because media buying on native ads is much more manual work than on every other platform out there. Without the missing experience, it's nearly impossible to create a profitable native ads campaign on traffic sources like Taboola and Outbrain. And the next big pain in the ass is that there is no legit way out there to learn native ads. Of course, there are some courses, but they're not actual. A lot of things changed on the traffic sources. A lot of main strategies changed. A lot of algorithm things changed. So a course from 2 years ago isn't actual today usable to learn native ads. So I checked out almost every course out there for native advertising, but I never found something which is really legit where I can say, okay, that's extremely useful. For example, if you already have a little bit of experience in media buying, but you want to learn native ads. So there are no good news for you. By the way, that's one of the reasons why I created this YouTube channel here, to learn or to show you guys how native advertising could working. And by the way, I can tell you a little bit more about my personal experience with native advertising, because I also was searching a few years ago when I learned native ads, how to run native ads profitable. And as I mentioned before, I don't found anything, I don't found a legit course. There was some courses from James van Elsvik and something like that, but they're not very useful today anymore, unfortunately. So I learned it on the hard way and I tried by myself. And of course, it's the worst idea, and I will not recommend it to you because you will lose a lot of money. And on native ads, you lose money so fast because, as I mentioned before, on the first issue, why people fail with native advertising, that's a too high bid. And they set up campaigns with a way too high bid, and they run out of budget 30 minutes after the campaign starts. So 200, 300, 400 euro per day was away. And on native ads, you have a lot of higher amounts of daily spending of campaign budgets if you compare it with Facebook. For example, on Facebook, I can set up a campaign with, I don't know, 20 bucks a day. On native, with 20 bucks a day, I can't do anything. So I need a minimum amount of 80 bucks a day for at least one device. So I need an amount of 80 bucks a day at least for one device. And if I try, for example, mobile and desktop, I have 2 times 80 bucks, which is 160 bucks. It's a minimum amount to reach a little bit of people out there and to gather some data. So you see, learning native advertising is very hard. And that's one of the reasons why my native advertising agency, PurpleBlack, is one of the front-running native advertising agencies out there. Okay, that was a lot of native advertising agencies in just one sentence, right? but I think you guys get it. So if you want to learn more about native advertising, I can recommend you 2 steps now. First step, if you say, okay, I have a very well-running business, a legit business, and want to scale it, contact us as agency. Or if you want to learn it by yourself, follow my channel, subscribe my channel, activate the bell to get updated when I upload a new video about native ads. I would extremely appreciate it if you follow me here on YouTube, and of course, if you like my video, give me a thumbs up and comment what's your biggest fail on native advertising was. I appreciate it and wish you a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.